One day I was asked to give a talk at one university to their lecturers because people want to earn Nobel Prize. So I told them this, kalau nak jadi Pak Turuk saja, macam mana nak dapat Nobel Prize? You must be proactive. You cannot see if the durian just fall and everybody follow that durian falling only. You are not going to get Nobel Prize. You must see something different after that falling. In a situation where all things alike and nobody thinks very much. So as a scientist, this is one thing I always remember. This is the first book that I read, written by a professor of Harvard University. Timeless healing. Now he says, if a therapy is to be accepted by the medical community, there must be 3 criteria that you must fulfill. Of course, it must be scientific. But scientific is not just publishing papers. That is not a criteria. To be scientific, the first thing is it must be measurable. To be able to measure. Second is that to be able to replicate. In other words, you can do it over and over again. And third is to be able to predict. If you do this again, you will get the same result. So this will be the 3 criteria to say it is scientific or not. Just because people makan jamu, this is not scientific. That's not right. I think you also need common sense to be scientific. So this business of common sense is a very rare commodity sometimes. Unfortunately also, if you know a bit more science, if you learn quantum mechanics today, you learn physics higher and higher, you begin to realize that the first criteria to be able to measure is no more value. Because certain things you cannot see, but it is still there. So ability to measure, therefore, to me, is not valid anymore. According to this professor, he says, my research has demonstrated that it is impossible to separate between objective and subjective change. This also, I think, is a good point. Sometimes you cannot see the change in terms of measurement, but the patient themselves know that it is working. But yeah, you say no, cannot, because I cannot see, it doesn't work. No, that's not right.